IP, and I don't think that that's going to come out too good for you as Gaxy's taking a couple of shots over towards Godly. That's going to knock them down to just one member up. As you can see, the Bronco just rolling back down that hillside.
Yep, the last member alive here, Avo, the shot caller for Aerowolf 7, but he is just instantly headshot by Gaxy. Great rip there from him.
It's going to be Tempo Storm leading the pack onto that, but Winstrike looking back over towards OMG. OMG doesn't even see it. And look at that. Nookie takes some shot by Cloud, spins back around and says, no.
Wow, what an M24 shot there from Clouds. He's just below the hill, and he just looked up and domed Nookie. Nookie almost dead already because of a nice grenade from Clouds. He confirms the kill. The other members of OMG looking to push up onto Winstrike, who have the high ground on the rocks.
Winstrike has the high ground, but just look at the amount of nades that Cloud has. He is just raining them down on top of him every single time they just try to take any shot. You can just see the archers coming right up over for it. Winstrike's having to pull back away from this to kind of regroup at this stage. Nice defense coming out from OMG. They just did not allow anything to happen there, and it looks like Incognito bumped into Team Liquid. With this, you can see there's a little bit of a rotation coming in. They're going to be right down on the edge of the circle, and these guys are going to be neighbors for quite a while. It's all up on the north, though, is where all of the violence is happening as BB is trying to make their way forward. Star-Lord hits a couple of nice shots, gets him down off the headshot, but a retaliation grenade comes through, knocks down Star-Lord.
Yeah, here comes BB. They're being really aggressive here. Like they said earlier, they needed to do this. Juanita, though, catching lively. It's going to be a tough push here for BB. They got to go uphill. They do have the knock on the Star-Lord, but the other three members are up, and you have Tempo Storm coming up here as well. The kill is confirmed onto Star-Lord.
Juanita's holding a nice angle back over towards this. BB's trying to figure out how they can move forward. The blue is now on top of them. On the other side of this, you can see Winstrike has bumped into Cloud9. Tempo Storm also looking back over onto this fight, wanting to third party inside of it. Slowly creeping forward. They do have a line of sight back over towards Juanita. Can he get the down onto it? But it's actually Crystal Luster that's taking some shots back over towards Tempo Storm. This is just pandemonium up here. On the other side of this, we can see that's going to be Crystal Luster and HQ going back and forth. Dengche still holding the angle, gets a nice shot back over to one of the members. Can he round it up? And no, he cannot. BB does manage to make it through and take down VSG.
But KR10 is stuck out in the blue. He's taking quite a bit of damage. In the meantime, Crystal Luster pushing up here onto AHQ. Tango already down for Crystal Luster. Weishi trying to push up and get this revive here. AHQ SR looking to see if he can see any of the other members of Crystal Luster, but so far, no vision on them because there's a smoke here that's blocking long.
This is a very long fight. The Blues coming in right back behind them. They have to move forward, and they know it. They need to get some necessary downs to push forward off of this. They need to get some type of opening that's coming through, and Winner is just not allowing it as Wong almost goes down inside of that exchange.
Yeah, this is a really close battle here between these two teams. Winner doing a little bit more damage. K3 knocked over on the left flank here. Crystal Luster getting forced by the blue to make a move, so let's see if they can make this work. Winner trying to defend this angle.
Winner, such great shots coming through, walks around the corner, does see CC go down, but follows it right up. So with this, HQ is holding this angle. It is just him and SR. The blue is now right up on top of them. You can see SR throwing out the grenades, trying to get them, and it does manage to get that. So Crystal Luster is now eliminated. HQ can now turn around and walk that direction, but it's going to be Tempo Storm that's holding an angle onto them. Remember, they were watching a lot of these fights. They just moved down to just get into a position to gatekeep them out. So now HQ's having to use a lot of smokes just to make a couple of feet forward.
I mean, what an impressive fight there from Winner. Doing a great job dipping and ducking between the building edges, doing some good work on the Crystal Luster. They end up winning that battle, but Tempo, oh, Sharky is landing some absolutely nasty shots onto AHQ here.
Now it's just SR, the last member up. I take that back. AHQ has been eliminated by Tempo Storm on a nice hold there. With this, you can see Aerowolves does hear what's going on, as well as Winstrike. So here's the circle and the way it's looking right now. NIP in a great position. Team Liquid is all regrouped. OP Rangers off down towards the south, as well as Force on the one angle of it. Cloud9 has been absolutely dominant on the other side of this fight. So Winstrike now looking back down towards Team Liquid.
Yeah, it looks like a member of Force got a knock onto C9 there. Songjung got Profi into a knock. We've got Team Liquid as well, kind of blocking C9 from entering the circle. Profi going down here from Yak. They confirm that kill. Here we've got Winstrike putting some pressure on the Team Liquid as well. And I believe that's the OP Gaming Rangers they're battling with.
We've got Team Liquid that's going to have to move just a little bit forward. Winstrike, they had to make such a long rotation. They took a couple of casualties as they made their way over to it, but they are now safely inside this zone and can keep out. Two different teams at this point. They have Tempo Storm that's up above them, not the best sight lines back down on these angles. So you can see the way that Abisa is looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. We've got Force and OP Rangers on the other side of it. It's going to stall their repositions. Meanwhile, Zampa's up on top of this high ground, just raining down bullets. Nice shots coming out from Zampa. Good Lord.
Whoa, that is one heck of a headshot, but he gets the kill stolen by Ibby for all of that hard work he did with that SLR. That is heartbreaking for Zampa. Oh my goodness. All right, now Ibby putting some more shots on the C9. They are able to get behind that hill, but he does land a little bit of damage. Temeria getting knocked here in transition by Entus Force Kale. It looks like the Korean teams might brush up with each other and NIP here.
We've got NIP smack dab in the middle of this circle, so getting some nice shots. Grenades are going to come back down onto this OP. Rangers are going to be eliminated now. Lots of control coming out for NIP, but it's the guys on the high ground that are just murdering anybody that has to move across that road. You can see taking some shots back down towards Miraku. That's going to be Zampa. Go ahead and flushing him out.
Zampa absolutely on fire with that SLR. Jeemzz got one of his own. He's looking for some members of Force who have a very, very difficult rotation to make here. The circle is not friendly to them or their other Korean team, OP Gaming Rangers. Yak going down here to nerf, in fact. Gaxi trying to get it, but it's Sharky who ends up stealing that kill.
There is just one member of Force alive, and that is Kale, and there are a ton of people looking back Kale's direction. See, the way everybody is posted up along these hills, there's a lot of verticality that's coming into play. Grenades are starting to come out here. Looks like Kale does manage to get eliminated by the blue zone, so Team Liquid slowly creeping their way up and forward, looking back up that hillside. Lobes goes down inside of that exchange, so now it's just going to be nerf on that angle, and he gets taken down as well as Cloud9 goes out in 6th.
Cloud9 going down to Winstrike, who made a great rotation, like you mentioned earlier, to make it here. BB went a different path. They ran into the buzzsaw of VSG and Tempo Storm and got taken out. Winstrike getting some extra points because of their smart rotation, but now they've got Team Liquid pushing Tempo Storm above them. Here come the grenades from Team Liquid.
There we go. Liquid slowly pushing forward. Grenades are now starting to come out from the Tempo Storm guys up above it, but Team Liquid does not care. They are just walking right up into Winstrike. Gonna take the shots onto it, and Winstrike is now eliminated. That drops us down to 4 different teams. We've got Tempo Storm up on the top of it, still taking shots back down towards EB and flushes him out. NIP slowly making their way forward. All the attention's been kind of drawn to what's been going along on these sides, and that's allowed NIP just to rotate into spot after spot.
Yeah, and what's crazy, Aerowolf T1, they're still in this up on the hill. They've been hanging around for forever up on this northern side, maintaining control of it, having a very strong start here to day number 3. Right, this is so difficult for NIP here. The good news is there's quite a bit of varying terrain to work with on the defense. The bad news is things like this happen, and Jeemzz lands a grenade right on top of him.
Looks like a follow-up grenade's going to come through, but Sharky and Tempo Storm are just unrelenting up towards the top of it. Samty's taking a lot of damage as well. Gaxi's as good as dead at this point, but Team Liquid somehow is crawling their way into the circle, surviving against all odds, just trying to make it from tree to tree, from little dip to dip. Tempo Storm can connect with the shots, but just can't quite get the downs. Meanwhile, Jeemzz gets a nice shot back over onto Gaxi, flushes him out. We have one of the members of Tempo Storm also get knocked up towards the top, so this might be that moment. Team Liquid finally gets a chance to breathe, regroup, get their meds up, as they're probably going to have to push again in just 1 second.
Yeah, it seems like all of the teams have kind of found themselves a nice little relatively safe spot in the circle. Quite a bit of utility has already been used here, so we aren't seeing too many grenades right now because most of them have already been flung. NBS here trying to see if he can get a shot onto a Tempo Storm member, not quite landing much on Zampa there.
Nice flank position coming out for them. They might be able to end up kind of catching Team Liquid off guard. We'll have to keep an eye on how this goes. Sharky's just looking for that grenade. They've got range for days on those grenades from this high ground. That could land right back down next to Jeemzz. Going to roll a little bit, does some damage. Not going to get too much damage off onto it. New circle has popped. No surprise, it's actually moving over towards NIP. They have gotten a lot of favorable circles moving into this round so far. It's almost like the circles love them at this point. PlayerUnknown himself is just like, okay, NIP, you don't have to move, but we want to see Team Liquid continue this trek that they have to go through these high grounds. But it's going to be Tempo Storm already on the move, bumps right over into Airwolves. Nice shots coming out from that. Sharky does go down. I don't know if your boy Dre is going to be able to make anything push off of that. Nope, he's going to get taken down as well. Nice bit of defense coming out from Airwolf.
Wow, Katao doing a great job there, defending against the push from Tempo Storm. They've been playing a quiet game, but it's really panning out for them. They've still got 3 members left. Here comes Zampa, looking for a little revenge onto the Aerowolves from up above, but right now it's a little dangerous for him to push. Team Liquid trying to get eyes onto NIP, and the Aerowolves, they're perfectly content. They're in the circle. They can just wait.
This is great for Team Liquid. This fight happening on this hillside has now allowed them to make their way easily inside the circle. So now, Zampa right up above Aerowolves, and they are firmly aware of it. You can see everybody's looking back up on this. Jeemzz still kind of hunting around like, okay, what happened up towards the top? Why is nobody coming after me anymore? A couple of grenades going back and forth now as Jeemzz just trying to spot out one of them. This one might kind of, no, it's going to blow up just a bit too soon. So Team Liquid right up next to NIP. So a couple of shots now coming back and forth. Zampa finally decides, okay, that's it. They know where I'm at. I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple of shots back over onto this. And here comes a couple of shots from Aerowolves in return. Back and forth. Everybody's just trying to spot each other out. Zampa has the hard part about this as he has to look essentially at his feet to get the down and cannot get it. So Aerowolves gets control over the high ground.
Yep, and in the meantime, a grenade landing onto Samty there. Zampa does go down, but Team Liquid, still 2 members up here. Quite a few grenades left. I'm a little surprised. I saw so many grenades flying out. I forget that these teams tend to keep around 19 grenades at a time. But Jeemzz, oh my goodness, he blew himself up.
Tried to go for the throw, and that's going to take him down. So with this, you can see Aerowolves now going to have to start making their way from the top of this. NIP is just holding right in the middle of this. He's way back in the back over there. He's the last member standing up for Team Liquid. Aerowolves making their way down this hillside. They have the numbers advantage, but NIP has the terrain. So we have to keep an eye out on how everybody's going to be moving. RDK is around this one side flank. NBS, Vard have to be aware of where he's at. It's just a peak battle back and forth. NBS gets a little bit of damage, and it's going to be actually NBS going down just narrowly. Icky stands up, goes back after Vard, and that's going to be NIP eliminated. Now it is just Team Liquid off of one side, sitting on 1 health. Nowhere to go as the blue zone comes in and takes him down.
I mean, there you go, Aerowolves. There you go, Indonesia. There is a win for you with 9 kills. What a game from them. What a hip fire from RDK there at the end to get that first knock onto NIP. That was really impressive.